Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about a very special atar, which is from the house of Hasan Oud. I hope you can see this. It's from the house of Hasan Oud. Beautiful packaging, by the way. So it comes in this wooden box, and here's the branding. They have written Hasan Oud over it, and it's a gold metal wali plate. So great touch, by the way, from the brand. Then you open it like this, and here's your bottle sitting. Take it out, and you have both options. You have the option of a dipstick and also this roll on. So because I use this atar a lot, I know you can't see it from here, but I also had their 1 ml sample. So I have a lot of their samples. If I have to give you an example, see, here's Golden Oud, and I really want to talk about this perfume as well. If you want to hear about this perfume, just let me know in the comment section. So today I'm going to talk about Honey Rose. I had a 1 ml sample of this, which is why I had ordered a 6 ml bottle then. Because I have a lot of perfumes, I can't use a whole 12 ml, and I don't think you really require a 12 ml of this unless you have very few bottles of perfumes. So again, a nice touch, Honey Rose written over here so that you can easily identify the bottles. And yeah, then apart from a dipstick, I have replaced that with a roll on here. Uh, the dipstick that they use are mainly glass dipsticks. Let me show you. For example, I have this Amber Rose. This is not the premium line. This is, I think, the other line. So here's the roll on, and if I open this, here's the dipstick. It's a glass dipstick that they have used here. Alright. So anyway, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is Honey Rose. I think it has been almost close to a year since I've been experiencing these others from the brand Hasan Oud. And I think Hassan Bhai has been doing a phenomenal job when it comes to perfumes and others. I've not tried any of the perfumes, but from any of the reviewers that I've heard who have used these perfumes as well, I think they have spoken really highly of them. Be it Perfume Guru, be it uh, many other people. Uh, let's talk about Honey Rose, because this has by far been my favorite from the line. Uh, as soon as you apply it, I've already applied it here, but let me do it for you once again. So I'll apply it here slightly. I know I'm not sure if this can be seen. Also, there's a lot of hair on uh, my palm, backside of my palm, but yeah. Oh wow. There's such an uplifting such an uplifting scent. As soon as you apply it, what does it give you at start? I'm not sure if you've all had gulkand, but when you go to Pushkar, for example, in Rajasthan, they sell gulkand a lot, and it's one of the highest quality gulkand than you can get in India. So this immediately reminds me of gulkand, but it's not typically. So what is Gulkand, if I can explain? Gulkand is basically, let's say, rose ka murabba, if I have to call it that, because it is rose petals with a lot of sugar and some kind of a syrup, and उसी में it keeps on maturing within that sugar and all, and it forms this murabba, which is extremely yummy, but very sweet, very sweet. And I don't typically get a lot of spices in that gulkand, but here there is there are definitely some spices here. So what do I get off the top? I get honey, I get rose, but in the form of gulkand. I get a very syrupy, thick, sugary kind of a rose, and then so there's rose, there's honey layering it, At the bottom, I can say there is amber, which is amber, uh, which we get from the trees, the sap of the tree. And I think below that, there is somewhat encapsulating all of this is sandalwood, right? So this is what I typically get here. And then I think that spicy accord is some Indian spices being used here. I'm not able to pinpoint because there are a lot many notes that they have mentioned on the website. But this is what you essentially get here. This is not your typical rose water kind of a rose, gulab jal kind of a rose. This is not your typical rose that you get in, these cheap perfumes, right? Or if I have to put it even in a much better fashion, uh, let me do it with nothing other than, I mean, okay, it has dust accumulated all over it, but tea rose. I mean, uh, fresh rose petals. Let's say you have a bucket of fresh rose petals and you put your uh, face into it. This is what you get, right? You get, yeah, very typical gulab jal wali smell is what you get from tea rose. I love the scent. This is a beautiful rose scent if you want to have a no-brainer rose scent. But this is nothing typical. This, in my opinion, is one of the highest quality rose that you can get at this kind of a price. If I have to tell you the price, um, a 6 ml of this costs only rupees 1000, which is nothing in my opinion. I think if you have other discounts running or if you do a prepaid order, then you get additional 10% off. I'm not sure if that discount is still there. Must get your hands on this. Let's talk about the performance, right? I mean, that is the other elephant in the room and definitely needs to be addressed. So, right off the bat, so I remember I replied this in the month of uh, December. Yeah, no, November or December. It was something around that. So I applied it at the back of my ears, at both of my back of my palms, and I think somewhere here on this area. I'm not sure what it's called. And I was in the car with my mom, my dad, and my brother, and all four of us got a headache. That's how strong this is. And I, because earlier I was applying it from this venom 1 ml sample, so I didn't apply too much. But this time, because I had a roll on, so I ended up applying a lot of it, and it gave us a lot of headache. But even if when I, you know, didn't apply that much, and let's say I moved the application to half of what I applied that day, still I got roughly about 2 hours of good projection from it. So you must apply it here, right? At the back of your ear or here. You must apply it here because these are the areas. Because when you move, you get, uh, these whiffs of the perfume that you have applied, of the attar that you have applied. Or even if I applied here on the top of my chest, so I rub it, I apply it here, or definitely not on lighter clothes, or definitely on a dark t-shirt like this. Uh, Typically get about 2 hours of solid projection. You get easily about 6 to 8 hours on your skin, which is a lot to ask for when it comes to others. Maybe in winters, this on some people's skin, this might even go up to 10 to 12 hours because I have a very dry skin. Perfumes on my skin do not last. It doesn't matter how strong a perfume it is, it doesn't last on my skin. Still, this perfume managed to easily get around 6 to 8 hours on my skin. Sometimes pushes to 9 hours, which is phenomenal. On clothes, this lasts, I think, the whole day. You can still smell some sort of sweetness on your clothes even after 24 hours. So in my opinion, hands on, I mean, sorry, hands down, one of the best authors from the house of Hasan Oud. Must try. And I would request Hassan Bhai uh, to run any discounts on this if possible, and let people really enjoy their perfumes. If you like this, then please drop a comment below telling me if there are any improvements you want to see with the videos and what are the next perfumes that you want to review on. Thank you so much. Take care.